can't lie. I feel deflated right now, people. Yeah. I feel like right now I'm walking down Central right now with my headphones on, looking for directions, and someone's just grabbed my phone, bro. One of these guys on the mopeds that just grabbed my phone, bro. I feel like I've been happy slapped around my head. Yeah. I feel like someone right now has just come and happy slapped me around my head, bro. Yeah. I was looking forward to coming on here, people, and talking about how poor the first half was and how second half Maresca tactically was able to bring on certain personnel. Yeah. How certain performances changed in that second half. How we showed that mentality to come back in the game, because Brentford today, the way they set up, it hindered how we wanted to play, right? It hindered how we wanted to play. But all because of a lack of concentration in a vital moment from you, Garnacho, bro. Yeah? A vital moment in the box. That's what happens. You cannot switch off in the box against a team like Brentford, who consistently the whole game gave us many warnings, right? Many warnings about what they wanted to do with their throw-ins, bro. Yeah? These guys were throwing the ball like Rory Delap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? And you know they've got a lot of height in the box. I'm very, very confused as to why there were so many players at the front post. All our tall players were basically at the front post, and none of them got their head to the ball, right? None of them got their head to the ball, bro. And then you've got Garnacho at the back post just sleeping, yeah? I know a lot of people are going to cook him about that, but that's going to be an easy thing for Maresca and his team to analyse and show him, right? They're going to show him that, and I hope they show him that and teach him that you need to be aware in those situations, yeah? When you're in the box, you need to be on your toes consistently, left, right, you know what I'm saying, like you're crossing the road, yeah? Left, right, you check, you have your awareness, bro, you're mentally switched on, you're concentrated, yeah? You have just come off of the bench, big man. Mentally, you shouldn't be tired, bro. You know what I mean? Poor goal to concede, bro. Both the goals that we conceded today, to be fair, were poor. You know what I mean? But let's get straight into it, man. Because, you know, first of all, I was very disappointed to see that Gil wasn't, you know, in the team at all, right? It looks like he picked George ahead of Gil right now to be playing up top, which I'm very confused about, because Gil is a natural striker. Tyreek George isn't, bro. I like George. I can see the potential, but he's not a striker, bro. He's not a better striker than Gil, right? So I don't understand what that decision was about, because George was on the verge of leaving, yeah? If that deal didn't fall through at Fulham, he'll be playing for Fulham right now, bro, right? So what are we actually doing with Gil right now? What are we doing with him? Are we back to not trusting him, bro? Yeah? Is the plan to start him on Wednesday against Bayern Munich, which I highly doubt, because Palmer came on today, and I reckon he'll start with João Pedro up top, yeah? So what's the deal, Maresca? What's the deal? What is actually going on? Why are we not trusting the only striker that we've got in the team? That are your own words, bro, yeah? Because that first half, it was very, very clear what was wrong with our team. Brentford would completely compress in the midfield, you know what I'm saying? They changed from their 4-2-3-1 that they've been playing all season, by the way, people. This is what happens when Chelsea come to town. Yeah, Thomas Frank did it before with Brentford as well, where, you know, most of the season they were playing a back four. When Chelsea came, they changed to a back five, right? 3 centre-backs there. And what that means is that you need a box presence. You need a striker that's going to be pushing those centre-backs back and allowing the likes of Buonanotte, the likes of João Pedro, if he's playing as a 10, to get a little bit more space, right? Very similar to what we saw against West Ham. The reason why we saw João Pedro play the way that he did against West Ham was because there was a box presence in the Delap that was confusing, yeah, and taking away the defenders, bro, right? That was so easy. We literally played into Brentford's hands, because all they had to do was soak up the pressure with their 2 set strikers up top, yeah, wait for us to lose the ball in the final third, play that one ball over the top from Henderson like what they did for the goal, right? And we know that tossing is not great one-on-one, yeah? We know this, yeah? I hear people saying, oh, tossing's so shit. They're like, listen, there's defenders that just aren't that great one-on-one. He's one of them. Tossing is more of a box defender, yeah? And a defender who is ball playing and obviously offers height as well. He's good for corners, you know, clearing the ball. He's good for blocks in the box, right? He's good for playing out the ball, right? But if you're asking him to be defending his wide areas, this is one of the reasons why you can't play tossing at a right back, like a Fofana, for example, yeah? The reason why Fofana can play in the wide areas is because he knows how to, you know, he's quite good one-on-one. right? Chalobah's not the best one-on-one either, but he's better than Tosin one-on-one for me, yeah? Tosin shows these lot a little bit too much space. He doesn't really, interact with the attacker when they're running at him one-on-one, bro. He doesn't really do it, yeah? So for the goal that we conceded there, very, very poor. But I thought overall in the first half, we were not moving the ball quick enough. Buonanotte obviously gets the start. I thought he was decent in parts. There was a chance that he created for Pedro quite early on in the game. There was a moment where the ball comes to him, and to be honest, he should strike the ball there instead of laying it off to Enzo. Enzo scuffs the shot, yeah? Gittins was non-existent in the game. I'm seeing a lot of people cooking him, but when I'm watching him right now, I'm just seeing a player that's lacking confidence. I'm seeing a player that's realizing, yo, I'm in the Prem right now, bro. Some of these young players ain't gonna hit it off straight away. So I'm seeing a lot of people writing him off right now. Yeah, we haven't signed a technical player. We haven't signed this guy like a Sancho who's gonna retain the ball and do all the technical work and all that stuff. That's not what he is. His main skill is running past players. And right now, I'm seeing him not even attempting to really do that at times, bro. Yeah, I should be talking about Gittins after game saying, yo, this guy, his end products weren't the best, but I'm seeing him trying to run past people and being a little bit more direct, showing a little bit more intent. Right now, to me, it feels like he's playing within himself, bro. Right? But I feel like with time, he'll start to get a little bit more confidence. If he ain't got to start right now, you start Neto left wing, because I think that's what's going to happen going forward. Neto left wing and Esteval on the right, for example. Or if you start Garnacho on the left right now, he was looking a bit warmer than Gittins, and then you play Neto off the right or Esteval off the right. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But for now, people, like I said, it's game week 4. It's game week 4, and I'm seeing people writing this guy off. Like not every single player is going to hit it off straight away like Palmer. You have to give it a bit of time. You have to be realistic. You have to be reasonable with these things, bro. You know what I mean? But I thought, like I said, Gittins was poor in that first half. I thought Neto was the better winger, to be fair. But again, he wasn't really doing much on that side. João Pedro was, not playing as a striker for me in the first half. He was literally doing what Nkuku used to do. Just running into the midfield, trying to get involved in the game. He was getting bored up there, bro. Yeah? Enzo was sharp. Enzo was sharp from the minute goal. When I was watching Enzo in the first half, the touches that he was playing, how he was winning the ball back, how he just kept the ball ticking, moving. Because today we didn't play him in the little pockets. We actually played him in the pivot. He was helping with the build-up today next to Caicedo, right? I could see from the first 5-10 minutes of the game, I said, yeah, Enzo's going to have a good game today. I'm not worried about him, yeah? Because he's had a slow start to the season. But I thought he was very good. And in the second half, he carried on again, right? I thought Caicedo today as well, in the first half especially, helping us win the ball back. That midfield wasn't the problem. We were dominating the ball. But we just weren't moving it quick enough for me from the back, right? We were not doing enough on the wings. And like I said, we didn't have that box presence down the middle, yeah? And Maresca noticed that because going into the second half, he makes the change. He brings George up top. He made 3 changes, brings on Cucurella, brings on Reece, yeah? In the first half, I thought Hato in the game was poor, to be honest. When he made that mistake as well, by the way, I thought he lost his head after that. He was not good, right? He looks like he's looking rusty right now because he's barely played games. Yeah, this is another thing that people won't think about, bro. When you're playing matches, you're a little bit sharper than others who haven't been playing as much, because these guys have mainly been playing in training, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Fofana again today, I don't think he did anything wrong really, but again, he didn't really impact the game, yeah. But then he brought on Cucurella, he brought on Reece, obviously Palmer comes on as well, And I thought that we actually started to create some better chances in that second half. I can think of Neto's chance that he cut back to Palmer. Palmer should be finishing that, bro, yeah. The goal that we score, Garnacho does very well there to cut the ball back. Again, the Brentford centre back should be doing better in terms of clearing it, yeah. But Palmer did well there to press him. And obviously, that was for the second goal that we scored when Garnacho cut it back, right? But I thought the Palmer goal was very good because, again, you're seeing Neto whipping it into João Pedro. João Pedro uses his head, as we've been seeing, since he's been at Chelsea, bro. That's another assist for him. And Palmer just slots it off nicely, yeah? And when he scored that first goal, you can see that these guys were now on the back foot. You can see us starting to open them up a little bit more, bro. Enzo getting even warmer on the pitch, yeah? And people like to talk about Enzo, talking about he doesn't work, defensively, he ain't that great. I was seeing this guy running back and forth, you know what I mean, covering that space. Because like I said, he wasn't in that pocket, so he wasn't having to run all the way from the final third. He was just, roaming that little area, that little right centre mid area, and winning the ball back and being a nuisance, bro. I thought he had a good game, yeah? But like I said, we were looking like the team that were going to score again. Couple crosses that were coming in from Neto into the back post. Nothing was really happening there. But like I said, Garnacho, very good play there to cut it back. Caicedo, brilliant strike from this guy. All he does for Chelsea is score bangers, yeah? I don't want to hear people talking about another guy. Declan's got better ball striking than Caicedo. Are you familiar with the type of goals that Caicedo scores, bro? He might not have the whip like Declan Rice on the set pieces on the corners, right? But this guy knows how to strike the ball. You play him further up the pitch, you will see more goals from this guy, bro. You know what I mean? But I thought that was a brilliant goal from him, yeah? And that's why I'm feeling real deflated right now, because after that goal, the way that we were managing the game, I thought we were managing the game quite well, right? But we just end up getting done on that long throw, which we clearly did not learn from. We clearly did not learn from that, bro. You have to be ready. You have to be ready in the box for these sort of situations, right? And I've actually been bigging us up in the box, how good we've been defensively. Most of the game, we dealt with these throws. We dealt with the corners. Sanchez, the cross collection today was good. The saves that he was making today was good. The distribution today from Sanchez on the floor was good. He wasn't the problem. It just wasn't professional enough. We wasn't concentrating enough. At this level, you need to be concentrating until that last whistle, bro. There was 6 minutes added on, but you have to be concentrating for the whole time, bro. There was literally 2 minutes left of the game. You know what I mean? It's really annoying, bro. It's an annoying result. Annoying result, man, because listen, after that start, again, the changes that we made, the players that we started to bring on, we were the better team in that second half. We were the better team in that second half, right? Let me even go check where we are right now in the table, yeah? Because obviously it's early, it's still early doors, but we would have been top right now. You know what I'm saying? We would have been top right now. We've dropped down to 5th. You know what I mean? Yeah? I'm seeing a lot of people getting carried away. Oh, this is why Chelsea aren't going to challenge in that. Broski. There's going to be other teams challenging who are going to drop points to the teams like today. Yeah? Teams like Brentford and these sort of guys. They're not going to be winning against them all the time. Right? So people that are going to be writing off a challenge because of this result right now, bro, you need to relax. You need to relax. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it wasn't even our strongest team either. You know what I'm saying? But end of the day, you know, we've got Bayern Munich now on Wednesday. We're definitely going to see a stronger lineup for that game, of course. You know, Cucurella, Reece, I reckon will probably start. Maybe even Gusto, who's actually been playing well as well. You're obviously going to have Caicedo, Enzo, these sort of guys. Esteval will probably come back into the lineup. He was ill today, apparently. We could have done with him, to be honest with you, because I think if Neto started on that left with Esteval on the right, I think he would have probably seen more quality. You know what I mean? That's for me. They're our starting wingers right now. Starting Neto on the left and then Esteval on the right. That's what I would do. But if he's not fit right now, what can you do? You know what I'm saying, people? But it's real deflating, man. It's real deflating. I can't lie. You know, we're still unbeaten, like I've said. But games like today, if you want to be, you know, winning the league, not just challenging, you've got to win them, man. You've got to win them. Yeah. But props to Brentford anyway, man. Because before the game, you know, I know I didn't push out a preview, people. Apologies for that one. I've just had a lot of things going on. But yeah, in terms of Brentford, I was even saying before the game that, you know, they're not a team that I'm looking at right now and thinking, oh my god, like you look so bad, you're gonna go back down, right? I was warning people before we played these guys. I said, bro, Brentford, they're not looking like a joke right now. People thinking they're just gonna fall apart. They might not have the firepower they had before, but they still have the structure, yeah. And today they created problems for us. We honestly don't like playing Brentford, bro. Yeah. Someone said in a group chat earlier that we still haven't beaten them away from home since they've been in the Prem. We still haven't beaten them at their stadium, apparently. It's mad. It's mad. But we've got to bounce back anyway, man. We've got to bounce back now because, like I said, we've got a big game on Wednesday. That's going to be away as well, people. Our next few games are going to be away from home. So expecting a big performance, man. But Blue Diaries on Monday, as always, people, man. Let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know what you think about my thoughts. Maresca, like I said, bro, I don't know what's going on with Gil, but I need to be seeing this guy in more teams. I need to be seeing this guy in more squads because we can't be playing George up top instead of Gil, bro. What's actually going on? In a bit, man. Bless. Love.